What's going on, Stim Junkies? Stim Ace here, and I hope you guys have been crushing this week. We are nearing Stim Saturday, our favorite day of the week, and there has been a pre-workout that I've dabbled with twice thus far, and this actually comes to us from our good friends over at high-stim-preworkout.com. Now, the pre-workout that I will be reviewing today is Sharp AMF, or Sharp AMF, I'm not exactly sure, but the AMF is capitalized, and of course, when I see those three letters, AMF, I automatically think of another pre-workout that came in about a year and a half ago and really took the pre-workout scene by storm. You guys know what I'm talking about. So let's not waste any more time. Let's roll that freaking intro. When we come back, we are going to review Sharp AMF by Intelligent Muscle. All right, guys, we got the tub in hand, and as you can see, it's not a particularly massive tub. I'm holding it here in my hands, and that is very common when it comes to these illicit bunker formulas because you're essentially getting a stim blend and not much else. They're claiming extreme energy, pump and strength, and focus, but you guys know that you take these pre-workouts for the desired stim junkie effect. You got the label on here, which we will go over in a moment. You guys have seen this label in the past. It's not a new label, so right off the bat, you guys know that this label's complete nonsense, but that's pretty much it. Simple aesthetic, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. We're getting the citrus punch flavor, which I will talk about in a moment, but that pretty much covers the entire tub for Sharp AMF. All right, guys, so there's a lot to be said about this pre-workout. I just got back from the gym after running this one here for the second time, and disclaimer right off the bat, I ran this one twice, and both times the experiences were entirely different. And this is why Stim Ace likes running pre-workouts more than just once, because a lot of times there's going to be inconsistencies. The experience may vary a little bit, or sometimes you might under or overdose the pre-workout, and I really like finding that sweet spot. First time I ran it at 13 grams. Today I ran it at 12 grams. The first time I paired it with a pump formula. The second time today I did not. Not sure if that was the variable that really made the massive change or if it had to do with the fact that I was sleep deprived and had a long day at work today because, spoiler alert, didn't exactly have the best experience with it today. However, the first time the experience was immaculate. So what the hell changed? We're going to find out momentarily. Before we do, we're going to talk about this flavor very quickly, and I think this one does come in like 3 or 4 different flavors. This here is the citrus punch flavor. It tastes very similar to the Smash AMF citrus punch, a little bit less disgusting, a little bit less of that bitter earthiness going down, but it still has a little bit of that chemical taste, and you guys know there's definitely an extra stimulant or two sprinkled in here and creating that bathtub vibe that a lot of us are very much into. However, bathtub pre-workouts are not all created equal, as you guys will soon find out. So with that out of the way, let's dissect this super shady label. All right, guys, so I know I just said we're going to dissect the label, but I was just reminded that this label here is complete nonsense. And looking at it, we're just going to go over a couple of the stuff because this label here is literally copy-pasted from like 5 other pre-workouts, including Smash AMF, including Firestorm, Game On, I believe, and Hyperdose, and a whole bunch of other pre-workouts. They all kind of copy-paste the same label, which right away lets me know that it's complete bullshit. But we're going to go over just some of the stuff here because this thing is really ridiculous. You're getting 10 grams per scoop, which is accurate. It comes in exactly at 10 grams on the digital kitchen scale, and supposedly you're getting 30 servings in here, which makes sense because this thing is filled to the brim, and the powder is super fluffy. There's no clumps in here, no issues of that nature. So I do believe you're getting 30 genuine servings in here, which is a good thing, especially in 2025, where things are just skyrocketing. But for the full throttle specs per 10 grams, it's a very weird way to name this little section, but we're going to start with the ingredients panel here. And again, I'm not going to go through everything because there's no point to go. It's just a waste of time, but they're claiming 3,000 milligrams of beta-alanine, 2250 of L-citrulline, and then citrulline D-L-malate at 2250. Kind of weird to have 2 different forms of citrulline in here, especially when one is cut with malic acid. But again, I don't believe anything on this label, except maybe 1 or 2 things. They're claiming some caffeine malate, caffeine anhydrous, L-tyrosine at 130 milligrams. 130 milligrams of L-tyrosine, not 1,000, but 130. They're claiming 2-amino, geranium, okay, capsicum extract for thermogenesis, hygenamine. Wow, really, really fancy stuff here. Methylhordenine, wow, really, really interesting. They're claiming niacin at 15 milligrams, which, we're going to talk about niacin, okay, because that definitely played into today's experience. They're claiming 15 milligrams. Don't really know if it's an accurate dose. We're going to talk about it momentarily. They're also claiming naringin in here, octopamine HCl, yohimbine HCl, and alpha yohimbine HCl. Okay, so they pretty much took every focused nootropic ingredient as well as every stimulant under the sun and just threw it on here, pasted a bunch of ridiculous dosages. Again, guys, this label is a copy paste from like 5-6 other pre-workouts, so I wouldn't put any stake in the actual label, but what you could put stake in is high-stim Ace's experience. Before high-stim Ace breaks down my experience running this illicit bunker formula, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a bathtub pre-workout enthusiast. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Alright guys, so we are going to begin with my experience from about a week and a half ago, which is when I first ran this pre-workout. Now I did receive this one in a trade with my buddy Gino from Optimal Reviews. Check out his YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Very solid reviewer and a personal friend of mine. But we made a little trade. He sent this one my way. Normally I get sent these types of products from high-stim-preworkout.com. However, he was out of stock and I'm not actually sure if he restocked or not. I did reach out to the owner. Haven't heard back yet, so I'm not sure if this is actually still available on the website or not. But I'll let you know in the end of the video where else you can pick this one up if you are interested. With that being said, the first time I took it, I ran it at 12 grams, or sorry, it was 13 grams the first time I ran it, but I did pair it with half a scoop of a Polynutrition Blood Sport, which is unflavored, but it adds crazy pumps, vascularity. There's nitrates in there, there's citrulline in there, and even at half a dose, it has a lot of efficacious dosages when it comes to these blood flow ingredients, thus smoothing out the experience. The first time I took it, it took about 15 minutes to start feeling that little tingly head high. I got very light beta-alanine tingles, nothing too crazy, but I had a very good mood elevation that built very slowly over the course of the next hour and 15 minutes. Started at the 15-20 minute mark, nice head high, definitely illicit, a crazy dialed in tunnel vision focus, very similar to Smash AMF, but I actually had no negative side effects the first time I ran it. I didn't have stimmy willy, at least nothing too prominent, did not get crazy shakes, did not get cold sweats, did not get anxiety, no elevated heart rate, nothing. It was actually a very smooth experience, kind of reminded me a little bit of Game On and Hyperdose, two other pre-workouts that are available on high-stim-preworkout.com. Very similar vibe to those bunker formulas, very dialed in, illicit tunnel vision focus, but a nice mood elevation in the background, bordering on something between nootropic and euphoric. Not quite a euphoria, not quite a super nootropic feel, but something right in between. So whatever extra thing they added on this label, or should I say off label, it definitely did its thing, and I felt really nice. I pushed the weights, did not have a lot of fatigue. It was an overall very positive experience, and if that were the only time that I ran the pre-workout, I would have given it a pretty much like 9 out of 10 when it comes to reviewing the product, but this is why high-stim Ace likes running things at least twice before dropping a review, because a lot of times, especially when it comes to these underground formulations, a lot of times the experience will not be consistent, despite the fact that I always shake the tub beforehand, always make sure to weigh it out. I never overdo it. I always space out uses between these pre-workouts, but a lot of times the experience will not be consistent. So today was the second time, and just a disclaimer, I had a very long day at work. I woke up at 6:30 today, was sleep deprived, only slept for about 5 hours, did not sleep well, and I had a long day at work, had a lot of driving to do, and just a lot of internal stuff to deal with, and I was really out of it when I got home today. And I was highly debating running another pre-workout that I've been testing, one that is a little bit more aggressive and kind of wake you up out of the dead. I was leaning towards it, but then I saw this one and I said, you know what, I'm in a bit of a funk today, not the best mood, not the best mentality in general. So let me take something that's going to build and give me a positive mood elevation. I don't have to go to the gym and pump crazy today, but I just want something to put me in like a good, uplifted mood. I ran this one once, had a great experience. Let's go for 2 out of 2. And see how it's actually going to hit me. It's going to uplift the mood and all that other stuff. Unfortunately, today, the experience was a complete 180. Right off the bat, like 10 minutes after taking the drink, and by the way, I took it today at 12 grams, did not stack any pumps on top of it. I really wanted to experience it on its own, and I assumed it was going to hit a little bit harder, which is precisely what I wanted. However, 10 minutes into the drink, I had, and you guys know how I feel about the niacin flushes, right? I did a whole video on niacin flushes, and I had the worst, if like one of the worst niacin flushes I ever had in my entire life. Probably the second worst after the angel dust, which is the video that I was referring to earlier with the niacin flush. Now, if you guys don't know what a niacin flush is, essentially imagine getting the beta-alanine tingles, right? But instead of like nice warm tingles, you're getting prickling, really uncomfortable prickling, just going throughout your entire body. And for me personally, I know people get this prickling in different body parts. For me personally, I always get it around the ears. So the ears are going to turn bright red. They're going to be hot as hell, super itchy. Like I said, like prickling with a needle nonstop. And I always get it on the elbows as well. They turn super red and prickly, just uncomfortable. And then I get random rashes on different parts of my body. It's like a red kind of rash. And usually it will go away between 25 and 35 minutes. And right off the bat, I got that today, 10 minutes into the experience, right before I was about to head out to the gym. And that just put me in a bad mood. I was already feeling bad today, but then that niacin flush, it was really, really intense. Very uncomfortable. I had to put aloe vera all over, but I powered on through. I said, whatever, I took the drink. I'm not just going to chill at home and do nothing. I'm going to head to the gym, and then I'm going to come home and record this review. I still managed to put myself in a positive mindset. There was a mood elevation that came with it, right? There was that same familiar good feeling I got the first time around. However, I just couldn't shake off the niacin flushes. They lasted for like a 45 to 50 minutes total. And yes, it did get less intense as time went on, but it never fully went away. And I trained today only for about an hour and 10 minutes. I didn't spend all that long in the gym. Didn't really have the best workout. Going to be honest with you guys, did not have the best workout. I did feel good. I put myself in a better headspace. I put on some good uplifting music. There was that buzz. There was that illicit tunnel vision focus. But for some reason today, I was much more fatigued. And again, it could be the fact that I was sleep deprived, but I was fatigued today. I was out of it physically and mentally. When I was taking breaks in between my sets, and just sitting there on my rest sets, my mind was kind of wandering. I was getting kind of distracted, spacing out a little bit. By the way, very similar to Smash AMF. That one hits very intensively, and you have that illicit tunnel vision focus. But then when you rest, at least when I rest for those 30 to 45 seconds, my mind kind of wanders and wanders and wanders. And then when I'm back on my set, I'm going at it. This here did not have that sense of urgency. There wasn't that aggression that you get with Smash. It's a chill experience, but I don't know why I got that niacin flush today. And they're claiming 15 milligrams on label. Boys, this feels more like 40 to 45 milligrams. Okay, usually my sweet spot is 15 to 20 milligrams, 25 if it's not too intense, but this felt like 35, 40, maybe 45 milligrams. And again, with these labels, you never know what you're getting. Maybe I didn't shake it up enough and the ingredients weren't super mixed up, whatever. But the experience today was not great. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't as bad as when I took angel dust. That was one of the worst experiences of my life. So this wasn't a fully terrible experience, but it wasn't great. I'm kind of regretting not going with the other pre-workout, but on the other hand, I'm bringing this review to you guys, and I'm sure you guys will appreciate it. And you guys know that Stim Ace always keeps it 100. I'm never going to bullshit you on this channel because you, the viewers, come first. So overall, where would I rank this particular pre-workout when it comes to the massive lineup available at high-stim-preworkout.com? Honestly, I'm probably not going to run this one again. I'm probably going to put it up for trade. There are so many better options over at high-stim-preworkout.com, such as Venom, Game On, Irate, even though that one's a little bit too intense for me personally, but it definitely hits better than this one. You have Hyperdose, which is one of my favorite pre-workouts from there. And there's a couple more, and I got still a bunch more that I haven't even reviewed yet because I try to space out my uses between these illicits to kind of reset my tolerance, right? You got to be responsible when it comes to these bathtub bunker formulas. You don't want to overdo it and desensitize yourself. So I rank this one, honestly, near the bottom. Because even the first time I ran it, which it was a good experience, it still didn't come close to the other pre-workouts that I just mentioned. So for me personally, I wouldn't get it. You guys want a good euphoric pre-workout, get yourself Game On, get yourself Hyperdose. If you want something on a bit of a higher level, a little bit more intense, go with Venom or Irate in that order, because those are definitely going to hit a little bit harder, but also offer you that illicit stim junkie experience that you're always looking for. And this one here, unfortunately, just did not do it for me. Now, as of the time of this recording, I'm not sure if Sharp AMF is actually available over on high-stim-preworkout.com. Last I heard, they sold out. I tried reaching out to the owner and asking if they're going to restock. So if you guys are adventurous and you are interested, I'm going to link in the comment. I'm going to pin the comment where you guys can pick this one up with a discount code. There is another website that does have it for you guys that are interested. So I'm going to link all that information down below. I'm going to pin the comment. And once again, I'm reminding you that when you head over to high-stim-preworkout.com, if you want to access the entire catalog, you got to make an account. It's 100% free. They're not going to ask you for a credit card or anything like that. You just put in your email address, answer like 2 questions, and that's it, you're in. It's essentially a security measure to protect us, to protect the high-stim pre-workout community, so amazing gem websites such as this one don't get taken down by wandering eyes. So with that being said, guys, my discount code on there is ACE10. It will save you 10% off your order. And the owner also throws in samples regularly, very down-to-earth, gym bro kind of guy, fellow stim junkie. So support high-stim-preworkout.com, discount code ACE10. So that's it, guys. That is the review. I am bringing it to you unfiltered and unbiased, as I always do. That's how we always did it on the channel, and that's how we will always continue doing it on the channel. If you guys appreciate the effort that I put into these videos, you found this video beneficial and informative, show your support by liking the video. It really, really helps the algorithm. Comment down below. Tell me what are some of your favorite pre-workouts from high-stim-preworkout.com. Have you tried this one specifically? Do you like some of the other ones that I mentioned? Let me know, guys, in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Greatly, greatly helps the growth of the channel, and hit the little bell notification to get all of Stim Ace's latest updates. Follow the Instagram at Stim Ace, and I will see you all next time for the next Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. Stim Ace, signing off.